Steve Harvey could not hide his shock at the answer and made his feelings known to the contestant. Steve Harvey normally comes across weird answers to survey questions on Family Feud, but sometimes he has to school contestants for saying things they shouldn't about a spouse. When people share too much information about a partner, it leaves the host and the contestants in an uncomfortable situation. However, none of it is harmful, and people usually end up laughing their hearts out. One such contestant revealed a bit too much about his wife's likes and dislikes when the host asked the survey question. This is a public service announcement for husbands. Remember to underscore your wife. Before that, a contestant named Sharon got to her buzzer first and said, "Kiss." That was the #1 answer on the board, and the Rivers family decided to play the game further. Next up was a man named Vantangelo who answered, "Tell her you love her." That was also one of the answers on the board. Next up to answer was John, who answered, "Be with her." Unfortunately, that one was not up on the board. A man named Rod was next, and he said, "Make whoopee." That was one of the correct answers. Brandon said that a husband would do well to spoil his wife. That was one of the correct answers as well. It was Sharon's turn once again, and this time, she said, "Date your wife." Unfortunately, that one was incorrect. Vantangelo was next, and he said SBK, and the host was visibly shocked. He was even more surprised when the contestant said that his wife liked that sort of behavior. "I didn't ask you that," Harvey said. "I was just going to take your answer and turn around. But you volunteered a lot of information," he added. Unfortunately, that answer was not on the board either. It was the Rivers family's third and final strike. Now, the Radke family had the chance to steal the game. A man named Mo stepped up and answered, "Listen to your wife." That was one of the correct answers, and the Radkes won the game from an unlikely position. The unrevealed answers on the board were feed and thank, appreciate. Fans of the show loved the segment and made their feelings known in the comments section of the clip on YouTube. "I'm surprised that love, respect wasn't #1. One fan commented, "You can be funny or you can win the game." He chose funny with that SP necking answer, another pointed out. "I would have laughed so hard if divorce were up there." One more viewer added, "In a shocking and hilarious turn of events on the long-running game show Family Feud, host Steve Harvey was left absolutely stunned after a contestant revealed far more than he probably intended about his wife. What started as a seemingly ordinary question quickly spiraled into one of the most memorable and cringeworthy moments in the show's recent history, leaving audiences both at home and in the studio laughing and at times wincing. The moment occurred during a standard round of Family Feud, where contestants are asked to guess the most popular answers to survey questions. Harvey, known for his quick wit and expressive reactions, was guiding the family through a routine round when a seemingly harmless question was posed. "Name something a husband does that makes his wife laugh." As expected, the contestants began providing typical answers: tells a joke, makes funny faces, and dances badly. All seemed normal, until one contestant, a young man in his mid-30s, leaned forward and, without hesitation, answered, "Talks about stuff she doesn't want me to talk about." The audience erupted in laughter, but Steve Harvey froze mid. His eyebrows shot up, his mouth slightly ajar, as he processed what had just been said. For a moment, the normally unflappable host seemed genuinely unsure of how to respond. "Wait, what did you just say?" Harvey stammered, his voice a mixture of amusement and incredulity. The contestant, seemingly oblivious to the shockwaves his answer had caused, repeated himself. "I said, talks about stuff she doesn't want me to talk about." The room exploded in laughter again, and Harvey threw his head back, shaking it in disbelief. "Man, I don't even know what to say about that one," he exclaimed, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. "You're telling the whole world about your wife right now." It was a perfect example of why Steve Harvey's reactions are so beloved by fans. While the contestant may have intended the remark as a harmless joke, Harvey's live response transformed it into television gold. Social media quickly picked up clips of the moment, with hashtags like #FamilyFeudFails, #SteveHarveyReacting, and #MarriageConfessions trending within hours. The moment sparked conversations, not only about the hilarious nature of reality game shows but also about the boundaries of what contestants choose to reveal about their personal lives. While some viewers found the comment utterly relatable, couples often have those little unspoken boundaries that are only broken in private. Others couldn't help but laugh at the sheer audacity of the contestant. Harvey, never one to miss a beat, tried to regain control of the show. Okay, alright, let's just move on before your wife comes and punches you," he joked, eliciting another wave of laughter from the audience. But the contestant seemed unfazed, smiling sheepishly as if he had no idea the magnitude of the statement he had just made. What makes this moment particularly notable is how rare it is for Harvey himself to be speechless. Known for his quick comebacks and legendary timing, the host usually has a witty remark for every situation. Yet, in this case, the combination of honesty, timing, and sheer shock value seemed to leave him momentarily as a testament to the contestant's unexpected boldness. Fans have taken to social media to express their reactions. One Twitter user wrote, "Steve Harvey just got absolutely roasted by a contestant about his wife. I can't stop laughing." Another posted, "I love how Steve didn't know whether to laugh or faint. That was priceless." Reddit threads analyzing Harvey's reaction also highlighted the subtle yet hilarious ways he tries to maintain decorum, from awkward chuckles to exaggerated facial expressions, all while keeping the show moving. Interestingly, moments like these also highlight why Family Feud has remained popular for decades. The show's format, which relies on the unpredictability of human answers, consistently creates scenarios that are both relatable and outrageous. Couples, friends, and families come on to win prizes. But often, it's the unscripted, personal revelations that steal the spotlight. Marital dynamics, in particular, seem to resonate with audiences. The humor in this particular scenario comes from the universal truth that married couples often have secrets or inside jokes that outsiders wouldn't understand. By exposing even a small piece of that private world, the contestant managed to connect with viewers on a level that transcends mere trivia. Steve Harvey's professionalism shines through in moments like these. While clearly surprised, he skillfully managed to turn an awkward confession into a comedic highlight. By reacting authentically and not shying away from the discomfort, Harvey elevated the moment, making it feel organic rather than forced. This authenticity is part of what makes him one of television's most enduring and beloved hosts. In interviews following episodes with viral moments, Harvey has often commented on how contestants' honesty can create magic on live television. "It's those real moments, the ones you can't script, that make the show memorable," he has said. "You never know what someone's going to say, and sometimes that's pure comedy gold." This particular incident is a perfect example of that philosophy in action. From a production standpoint, moments like these are a double-edged sword. While they make for excellent viral clips and social media buzz, they also require careful editing to ensure that no one's personal boundaries are crossed inappropriately. In this case, however, the balance was perfectly struck, the humor was clear, the reaction genuine, and the contestant's answer, while bold, was still lighthearted enough not to offend anyone. For the contestant, the unexpected attention was likely both flattering and slightly embarrassing. Being the center of a viral moment on a show as widely watched as Family Feud can be overwhelming. However, judging by his relaxed demeanor during the incident, he seemed to take it all in stride, embracing the laughter and applause rather than shying away from it. Fans of Family Feud will likely remember this episode for years to come, not just for the contestant's daring revelation, but for Steve Harvey's priceless reaction. The host's mix of astonishment, humor, and quick recovery perfectly encapsulates why he is considered one of the best game show hosts in television history. Moments like these demonstrate that even in a structured, predictable environment, genuine human reactions can create unforgettable television. In the end, the lesson from this hilarious encounter is simple. Honesty, timing, and a little bit of audacity can go a long way. And when it comes to Family Feud, anything can happen. Whether it's a shocking revelation about a spouse, an unexpected confession, or a wildly creative answer, the show continues to prove that the human element, real people with real experiences, is always the most entertaining. Steve Harvey may have been stunned in that moment, but audiences everywhere were thrilled, laughing along with him and sharing in the joy of unscripted television. It's moments like these that keep fans tuning in, week after week, proving once again that no matter how long the show has been on the air, Family Feud still has the power to surprise, delight, and make even the hosts speechless. As the episode wrapped up, Harvey couldn't resist one last jab at the